Welcome back, St. Mark kids. Miss Lisa here, and I'm joined again by Jack. Yes, he wanted to be with you today. We hope that you're doing well at your house and that you're healthy and safe and trying to get outside and enjoy the nice weather while we have it. Today, we have a special video for you to watch. But before you watch the video, I just wanted to quickly recap what happened last week. So last week, Jesus took some of the disciples to the top of a mountain, the Mount of Olives, and there he said, "I will always be with you, even to the end of the age." And after that, he ascended, he went up to heaven. Okay, and so we were sort of left with the disciples on the mountain, and they were told by Jesus that he was going to send them a helper. So we're going to learn a little bit today about what that helper is. So watch this video, and Jack and I will be with you after it, and then we will do a craft together. Okay, see you in a few minutes.
Bye. God sends help. Jesus' friends and helpers huddled together in a stuffy upstairs room. Even though it was sunny outside, the shutters were closed. The door was locked. "Wait in Jerusalem," Jesus had told them. "I am going to send you a special present. God's power is going to come into you. God's Holy Spirit is coming." So here they were, waiting. Actually, mostly what they were doing was just being scared and hiding. Well, you can't blame them. Their best friend had left. The important people and leaders were after them, and Jesus had given them a job they didn't know how to do. As they waited, they were praying and remembering how, from the beginning, God had been working out his secret rescue plan. Suddenly, a strong wind filled the little room, whistling through the walls, rustling the straw on the floor, and there, on everyone's heads, shining in the gloom, were flickering flames, fire that didn't hurt or burn, and something more. Inside, in their hearts, they felt a strange heat, almost as if all the coldness and hardness were melting away, as if their broken hearts were mending, and God was giving them brand new hearts, hearts that could work properly. How it happened, they didn't know. But they knew God's power had struck their hearts ablaze, and Jesus himself was coming to live inside them. They had seen Jesus go away, but now he was closer than he had ever been, inside their hearts. And this time, nothing could ever separate them. Jesus would always be there with them, loving them, whispering the promise that would get rid of the poison and the terrible lie and the sickness in their hearts. God's wonderful promise to them: "You are my child, and I love you. Make your home in me as I make my home in you," Jesus had said. Could it be? Heaven was coming into their hearts? They threw open the shutters. Sunlight flooded their room as love had flooded their hearts. And the little room was filled with happy noises, dancing feet, singing, laughing. They unlocked the door and surged out into the streets, as if they had never been afraid. Peter spoke in a loud voice so everyone could hear. "Jesus died for you," he said, "because he loves you. But God made him alive again. He has rescued you." People stopped and listened. The words sank down deep into their hearts and worked like a medicine that makes you well, like the antidote to a deadly poison, like a kiss that wakes you from a deep sleep. "Stop running away from God," Peter said. "Run to him instead, so he can love you and make you free." And Peter told them the wonderful story of God's love. God's never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever love. How Jesus had come, all that had happened. There were lots of people from faraway countries in Jerusalem. They couldn't speak the same language, but as they listened to Peter, everyone could understand what he was saying in their own languages. Many people believed and became Jesus' new friends and helpers. And the wonderful news of Jesus spread like sparks from a fire to villages, towns, cities. Every day, more and more people believed. And so it was that the family of God's children, his special people, grew. One man was watching. "I'll stop this," Saul said. But this was God's plan, and nothing in all the world would ever be able to stop it.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. I really do like that video very much. So Jesus was right. He was going to send a helper, and the helper that he sent was the Holy Spirit. And so the disciples, they were waiting. They waited about 10 days, and then a wind began to blow through the room, right? And fire seemed to appear above their heads, and they had the ability to speak other languages. And then they began to share the message of Jesus to lots of people that were in Jerusalem who were from out of town, okay? And so the Holy Spirit is our helper. And how do we receive the Holy Spirit? When we are baptized, right? When you are baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, you receive the Holy Spirit, you receive the forgiveness of God, and you are marked as one of His. So I hope that was helpful about that. I like to think of the Holy Spirit kind of like the wind. Can you see the wind? No, you can't see the wind, but you can feel it, can't you? Right? And sometimes the wind is soft and gentle. Sometimes the wind is really strong. And God's Spirit is like that. Sometimes His Spirit is soft and gentle, and sometimes it's really strong when He wants you to do something and He wants you to do it right now. So
what happens? You get very windy hard.
Yeah, it can get windy. So we have a special craft for you today. Some of the things that you're going to need is you're going to need to have this printout. Your grown-up should have printed this out for you. You're also going to need, if you have it at home, a piece of red paper, a piece of orange, and a piece of yellow, as well as a black piece of paper. If you don't have colored paper, don't worry. You can just go ahead and color the white printout. So if you do have colored paper, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut out each of these flames, and that's what they are. They're flames.
For the kids.
For the fire. We're going to make our own hat that has like a flame above us, just like the disciples had above their head when they received the Holy Spirit. So if you cut out the large one, I want you to trace it on a piece of red paper, okay? And then there's a medium one. I want you to trace that one on the orange paper. And then there's this itty bitty little one, and I want you to trace that on the yellow one. And once you have traced them, go ahead and cut them out. And then I want you to take your glue stick, and glue them like this. So you would glue the orange one onto the red and the yellow one onto the orange so that it makes one flame, okay? After you do that, you should have two strips of rectangular, two rectangular strips. Take the largest one and trace it on black paper. So you're gonna make some strips, probably 2 or 3, and then have your parent sort of make a band to go around your head and staple it. And then you can take the smaller rectangular piece and using a piece of bright colored paper, probably make 2 strips and cut them out. And then you can add that on top of the black band. So it gives a little bit of color. And then once you've done that, then you can glue this little fire flame right onto the band. And then you get to wear it, right? And that reminds us that the Holy Spirit is with us, right? And that He is our helper. and we receive the Holy Spirit through our baptism. Okay? So a nice, fun, easy craft, and you can wear it around the house, and maybe you can run around the house or outside and act like the wind, just like the Holy Spirit did when it arrived in the room where the disciples were. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like your craft, and we'll be back next week. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.